You have to eliminate to find clarity. Finding ourselves in the midst of career decisions is always nerve-wracking, whether it is your first career pivot or your 10th, whether you're early in your career or whether you're someone senior in your field. Encountering the feeling of, what if I get it wrong, always rings a bell. So I've watched my son play with puzzles many times. He tries a few different pieces, he removes some of them that don't fit, he thinks about his next step. Solving a puzzle is very similar to solving the different challenges that we encounter in our career. And this is what I've come to realize, and I wish I knew this 15 years ago. Experiment, eliminate, and evaluate. This mental model can really short-circuit the decision paradox we find ourselves in when we are thinking about a career, whether it is transitioning into product management or UX, whether it is advancing our career in these fields. So how does this mental model work? The first step is experiment. This is where you're trying to identify people or problem spaces or even adjacent problem spaces you have experience with, and you are trying to find a connection or a link between what you've done before and what you want to do next. You are also trying to think about your strengths and areas where you need to grow and you need to learn. And you want to start designing some low-risk career experiments. You are trying to find patterns. It is really important to do this step because otherwise we get into this humdrum of trying everything and doing everything and really start feeling overwhelmed. The second step is eliminating. Doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting different results doesn't work. And this is one of those places where we often get stuck and it can feel like a hamster in a wheel. So start evaluating, seeing your hypotheses, what is working, what is not working, eliminating some of those hypotheses or even pausing some of those, right? Double down on things that are working and pausing the things that is preventing you from achieving your goals. So I'll give a simple example. Say you are considering joining some events, you've moved to a new city or maybe a new country and you're trying to grow your network, you're trying to learn. It can feel very overwhelming to decide all the different events that you can join. Which ones do you join? Everything takes time. You cannot do everything. And so you can use the mental model here and start to identify what kind of events is giving you the maximum result. And the last step is about evaluating. We all know that as a product manager or someone, a UX researcher or a UX design, in order to better our craft, we need to reflect. And in the same way, introspection is really important when you're trying to think about your career. So this is where you start looking at the data from step number 1 and step number 2 and seeing what has worked, what can you rinse and repeat. And why is this mental model helpful? It's because rather than trying to think or get into this overwhelm of trying to do everything, we are learning by doing. We are overcoming this paralysis or the perfection paralysis. So give it a try and let me know how it goes.